Before you grab those Ikea meatballs, ask yourself, are you paying premium prices for freezer food dressed up as a bargain? You're about to see which bistro items are quick-serve shortcuts and which are real value, and why the cheapest tray on the menu can steer you into a pricier cart. Let's start with the meatballs and the hot dog. They look like a deal, but the real kicker is how the cost-to-quality ratio works against your wallet and your health goals. Stick around to learn the swaps that save you cash without falling for the food court glow. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. If a $1 hot dog feels like you beat the store, why do you still leave with a cart that stings? The answer sits right at the bistro counter, where the first win lowers your guard for the rest of the trip.
Whether you've been to Ikea dozens of times or you're making your very first pilgrimage to feast on the chain's famous Swedish meatballs, there's probably plenty you don't know about the Ikea dining scene. Here's everything you need to know before you go. The meatballs at Ikea have successfully halted the downward spiral of more than one rapidly declining shopping trip. But is this a function of the quality of the meatballs themselves, or are there other psychological factors in play? Have you ever arrived at a store all ready to shop, only to realize that it wasn't even open yet? If you were shopping at Ikea, that would never be a problem. Ikea opens its restaurants a full half hour before the rest of the store, and their breakfast is totally worth coming in early for. Because of the insane volume of meatball sales, we wouldn't blame you for assuming that they're also loaded with all sorts of weird additives, preservatives, and laboratory-grade chemicals. But amazingly, Ikea delivers 1 billion of these babies to hungry shoppers each year.
You walk in hungry, the fryer's humming, the menu board glows, the price tags look friendly, that smell says quick reward. You tap your card without thinking, and the store just earned more than your lunch. Here's the tension. The tray price is low, but it primes your brain to say yes. A cheap bite is a green light. You start to round up on value and round down on cost. That is how add-ons slip in without a fight. Example time. You grab the hot dog, add a fountain drink because it only adds a little. Toss in a cinnamon roll. Now you're full, calm, and less alert. You hit the showroom, and that staged living room suddenly looks like good enough. You start to justify a lamp, some organizers, a throw. Retailers use lost leaders to cast a halo. The brain locks onto the cheap item and misreads the rest. Warehouse clubs run the same play. It is not a secret. It is basic merchandising.
Since you can actually get a tasty, filling meal for under $1.50. Plus, your food is served on a real plate with silverware, not just handed to you in little cardboard cartons with plastic utensils. All natural ingredients. The Ikea website lists the contents of their meatballs, and the rundown is surprisingly simple. A combination of pork and beef, onion, breadcrumbs, egg, water, salt, and pepper. This gentle seasoning allows the flavor of the meat to shine through. The Ikea basic breakfast consists of a generous scoop of scrambled eggs, a sizable serving of fried potatoes, and even a side of 2 sausage links. If you want to be a big spender and pony up $2.99 for a real breakfast. But the beef and pork variety isn't the only option. In addition to the classic, Ikea offers 3 more meatball options in the US, a chicken-based version, a vegetarian meatball, and believe it or not, a meatball formed from fish made from ASC-certified salmon.
Think of it like a theme park. The ticket is cheap. The plush toy, the photo, the snack refills, those drain the wallet. The park wins in the middle, not at the gate. There's also the back-of-house math. Pre-cooked, frozen, or vacuum-sealed food keeps labor simple and consistent. Cheap inputs make room for markup on drinks and sweets, which can carry the margin while the headliner stays low. So which menu items are pure quick serve and which give you real value? What in those famous meatballs tells you they are not made from scratch back there? Here's your mini payoff. The hot dog is a lure. It nudges you to spend more and relax your standards on the floor. Treat it as advertising, not a meal deal. Now let's look under the lid of those meatballs and the rest of the bistro board, so you can spot the outsourced stuff and make the smart swaps. You might want to finish this section before you finish your meatballs, because the tell is right there on the tray. The ingredient that gives them away is hiding in plain sight. Let's start with the meatballs and the hot dog, 2 staples that feel like a ritual. Both look like a steal. Both are designed to move fast. The meatballs sell a cozy story. The hot dog sells a headline price. The truth is, neither wants you thinking about how they got to your plate. Here's the rub. The brand leans homey Swedish kitchen, but the pipeline is pre-cooked, standardized, and shipped. Not illegal, just not what the tray implies. Chains do this to keep flavor locked, waste low, and service quick.
You can get the Swedish-American upgrade, which includes all of the above, plus 2 Swedish pancakes and a side of jam. Be forewarned though, IKEA stopped serving breakfast at 11 a.m. on the dot. Addition of MSC certified cod, and then seasoned with seaweed and lemongrass. The new salmon balls are sold as part of a meal for $5.99 in some locations, and come with 2 sides, fennel and cabbage and mashed potatoes. When it comes to IKEA meatballs, you've got choices. In 2018, IKEA added salmon balls to their menu, bringing the total to 4 different kinds of meatballs. Now you might be thinking that a meatball is just a meatball, regardless of what it's made from. If there's one thing that's a little unnerving about the nutritional makeup of IKEA's legendary meatballs, it lurks a little deeper in the nutritional information. According to the company's website, the 12 meatball plate packs a pretty serious amount of salt, to the tune of 1,500.
That consistency you notice is not magic. It is logistics. Watch the meatballs. Uniform size, even browning without the pan marks. Gravy that looks and behaves the same at lunch and at close. That is reheating plus a shelf-stable sauce mix doing its job. Ingredient lists often tell on themselves. Potato flakes, modified starch, milk powder. Those bind, bulk, and smooth textures so every bite matches the last one. Now the hot dog. The dollar sign pulls you in, but the drink is the engine. Fountain syrup and water cost pennies and pour fast. Buns, dogs, and condiments come in bulk, built to sit and move without fuss. The line flies, and the margin lives in the cup and the pastry case. Here's what research on chains shows again and again. Central production and add-ons pay for the bargain banner. The 300% margin you fear usually hides in soda, coffee, and sweets, not the headline entree. It is like buying a printer for cheap and then paying through the nose for ink.
Well, not if you're IKEA, billion-selling meatball champion of the universe. Their first meatball, the iconic beef and pork variety beloved by just about everybody, has been around since 1985. It took decades before IKEA would expand its meatball roster. Fine cooking. Some people think salt is delicious because of our biological need for sodium chloride. But there's more to salt's appeal than simple biology. Salt can enhance sweetness, help block bitter flavors, and can help make meats juicier.
So what is the move if you still want a bite and do not want to feed that machine? Skip the drink and the pastry. If you crave meatballs, grab the frozen bag in the marketplace and cook at home. Portion control, sides you trust, sodium you manage. Need quick protein? Split an entree and add water, or eat before you shop. You keep your wallet tight, you keep your goals intact, and you walk the showroom clear-headed. Here's the real kicker. The cheapest tray on that board is a signal, not a savings. Treat it like an ad and you win. You walk in, see the headline deal, and your brain relaxes. That's the moment the cart gets heavy. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who shops hungry. Your future self and your budget will thank you. Want the full cheat sheet for big box food courts and their hidden markups? We're breaking down the sneakiest add-ons, the safe bets, and the easy swaps next. You might want to bring your own water,